Go.
This is the Airhorn Podcast. Gonna slow down and talk about going fast. It's another mountain biking podcast. We might just answer questions you have. Listen at 1.25 speed. Any order you please. It might be the worst, could be the best. Sometimes it's just Alan, sometimes there's two guests. It's the Airhorn.
Everybody.
Airhorn Podcast. I think there's a little bit of delay between our harmonies.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. That was the reason why I couldn't hit any notes. Hey, welcome crew to the Airhorn Podcast. I see we already got a bunch of people in the chat. Welcome everybody. We've got Shane from the Crashing Dad channel. We've got Tony from the Outside Iron TV channel, who is muted for some reason. I don't know why you muted yourself, Tony. How about now? Can we hear you?
Can you hear me now?
There you are.
Yes.
Oh, you sound great. You sound great.
Thank you.
This is the Airhorn channel, the companion channel to my MTB Allen channel. You all know that, but let's just jump into this. How are you guys doing?
Super duper. How are you?
Doing well. Shane, is it getting cold out there?
Yeah, it's cold. I had to put on my my jacket that keeps me incognito in Republican country.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're going either way right now. I don't know.
Or in Canadian country.
you have to be incognito, huh? What's under there that gives you away is what I want to know.
Is this live? Oh shit. Okay.
This is live. No editing. Tony, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks for inviting me on the podcast tonight. I like it. Yeah, you know. Good.
It's good.
I was doing some editing and I'm happy to take a breather.
Heck yeah. I see you've got a tree over there with like lights on it.
Yes, very festive. That
Nice.
happened this week, I think. We went to the old Home Depot, chopped down a tree, and
You know, those aren't the trees you're supposed to take, right? The ones that are just in the grass over there, like they're usually cut for you already.
it was free, so it worked out pretty good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Christmas time. Heather loves the holidays. I'm a fan, but she's getting me into the spirit. I'm not one to like go out and get one on my own, but I can be talked into it. I'm not against it. I just usually, don't do that type of thing. But it's nice to have, Pip likes it.
Pip likes it?
Yeah.
What does he like about the
He
tree?
smells it once in a while. Actually, I take it back. He doesn't like it that much. It's kind of in the way for him to get outside. You have to go around it now. It's causing a little bit of a problem, but
He's a sensitive.
yeah.
Shane, is your house getting decor?
Dude, right after Thanksgiving. Okay, so normally I'm a total Grinch. I work in the grocery industry. During the holidays, all I see is like the worst in people. So I've always hated it, but since my kids are 5 and 7 now, since they started getting to the point where they could like have fun, I'm like, yes, put that Christmas tree up. It's the day after, it's Black Friday. Let's get the Christmas tree up. Let's have fun. I love it now. So yeah, we got Christmas up. I didn't want to do lights because I did a bunch of Halloween decorations and got snowed on. So I went and bought one of those projectors it said that it covers 60 feet by 60 feet. I'm going to do the projector. We'll see how that goes.
Cool.
There's a house down the road from me that they do the projector, but they chose some lights and timing of the projector that makes it look super creepy.
Is it?
It's just
What, like it
Christmas.
causes seizures or?
It's just like slow, and it's just like it's just like this weird amorphous Christmas monster house. It's kind of weird.
Maybe I'll
When you
try
guys say
that.
projector, do you mean the lights that kind of like look like laser pointers and kind of flutter around the ground?
Yeah.
They'll have patterns, right? There you
Oh,
go.
Yeah.
The
Show
dog
lights.
walk the dog sometimes he gets fooled by them and runs after the light. I like it. Those are
I
cool.
think I ultimately want to get to the point where I do. Have you seen the lights that coordinate with music?
Yeah.
So it's like pumpkins that look like they're singing like "Wake up, grab a brush and put a little makeup." No, System of a Down anymore. Okay, never mind.
But wait, don't you? It broadcasts though, right? Like the person pulls up in the car, they turn to a certain radio station.
You put like tune into this station, and then they can listen to your music. That's what I love to do.
Yeah,
dude.
That's like house goals. Are we allowed? Are we allowed to get smashed on this podcast?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Beer opening ASMR.
Totally. Hey, cheers, everybody. Nice.
Sorry if that was super loud.
Oh, that was great. Did you get a ride in this week? Anybody?
No. Shane, did you?
No, I'm planning on getting out tomorrow though. Probably gonna make the drive to Moab, throw on a gator, do some far fives if I run into people.
How cold is it? How cold is it for you? Because I remember last season you had some snow rides on the rocks, which scared the hell out of me. I don't know how you do it now.
It is pretty scary. It's not cold enough to have snow where I'm gonna ride, but it's cold enough to dread going out to ride. Like you dread it, you know, like, oh, I don't want to do this. Then you get out and then it's fun. And
you're the first perfect person to have some questions for you later on. I'm going to Sedona next week, so I've got some questions about the hogs.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, let's come back.
Alan can answer that too.
Yeah. You're the one who like had me look into that because you said you wrote it last time. But I know Shane is kind of, you're not a Sedona local, but for some reason you're always down there. Am I wrong?
I have a store down there that I call on. So it's like, oh, this weekend's the Sedona Mountain Biking Fest. I think I have a scheduled work trip down there. You know, it's I got to be there for work. No, pretty much. I'll go down to that store 2 or 3 times a year.
Nice.
You can't not bring your bike.
It's like that weather right now, where I know in southern Utah it's nice too, where it's right before winter and it's low 60s during the day, so it's like perfect weather and not snow yet, but it's not in that cold part yet where it's like shivering the whole time. It's just kind of nice. So I'll try to get in that little sweet spot next week. But Alan, as far as our rides, I think the last time
we rode, I think was
ride. I rode with you. Go ahead. I rode with you, Sky Park, which we had a really good session. I almost actually went today because I had such a good day that time and the dirt was so good. But was it after that I went to Laguna? I think.
I don't know, dude. I wasn't with you.
Everything, honestly, this year, everything is just blending together anyway. Like I don't have days anymore. I don't have a job really. So I just realized it's Friday today. I don't know. It's just happening.
You say you don't have a job, really? What are you doing for work right now?
I'm doing this.
I mean, is it working for you?
I'm actually paying the bills right now. I mean, I have some savings, so I wasn't worried when I got laid off. I got laid off in April, so I was working from home anyway, and it's just happened to cusp at the time that the channel started to pick up. So I've kind of looked at the channel daily as kind of like my work day in a way. It's not 9 to 5, obviously, but I have more time to put into it. But it's
like 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Is that when you do your editing?
I've been up late lately. Like I have this thing where I like watch a documentary and then I'm like not ready for bed, so I'll click into the software and then all of a sudden it's 3 a.m. and I'm like, all right, at least I got some stuff done and I can wake up not feeling too guilty that I slept in.
You don't like wake up the next morning with an empty bag of Doritos and beer cans everywhere.
Peanut butter jar on the counter for sure.
One sock missing. Cool. Yeah, I think the last ride I did was with you, was up at Sky Park, and that was just so good. It was really weird, and that's actually kind of what the video is about this week. I'm not going to spoil it, but it was different. It was different for very particular reasons. But yeah. I sent you all the Stoke of the Week document. So I always do Stoke of the Week, where people share their Stokes of the Week, and we share the Stoke here. So do you guys want to read one? Do you want to pick one and read it? I see you're in there. I see Anonymous, Giraffe, and Cormorant.
Okay. I'll read one. I'll go first.
Go. Okay.
Pacific Yeti. My eyes were just drawn to this one. Finally got Steve Adler to Sky Park. I think he's hooked.
What?
Yeah, I saw him up at Sky Park. I saw the Instagram. He was there. And also, I saw an Instagram from the YT mechanic. He was just out with him in San Clemente a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not everyone watching or listening is gonna know. Like Steve Caballero. Steve, he's like a skateboarding legend.
Yes,
like
100%.
Before Tony Hawk. Like I bet people are gonna listen to this and be like, "Oh, finally got Steve up to Sky Park." But that's a big deal. He's into mountain biking.
Yeah, he's been mountain biking. He actually just broke his femur like last year, and he's getting back to it now. He was
on moto. He did
Yeah.
that on a moto. Yeah,
He's like 70 years old.
he's up there. Yeah.
maybe not 70, but yeah, he's.
I remember like watching his early skate videos, and he's like 40 years old in those. You know?
Yeah,
Speaking
that's
of
30
age,
years.
you like that when you're a kid, like 30 feels like grandpa. You know, when you're like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh my god, guys,
Someone that can have a beard with like flecks of gray in it. You're like, oh fuck, they're old.
They're ready to die. What a loser. I think actually this person here, Joey Yates, who just commented, is Pacific Yeti.
Oh,
So
cool.
yes, Joey, let's do it. Let's make it happen because Steve Caballero.
Yeah. hell yeah.
Joey, I need to know if you can put it in there. Is he goofy or regular on the bike? But while he's doing that, Shane, you want to read one?
Yeah. On the trail, MTB. His stoke of the week is he hit 100 subscribers. Congratulations. Yeah. Dude, 100 is the hardest. I think. Like, I mean, I'm only, I don't know, at like 107, but 100 was like, that was the hardest.
Yeah, because you're like, what's your motivation for that first 100?
Yeah.
And
It's hard to make videos for nobody.
Yeah, it's all, you're also starting from zero, literally.
Yeah.
Like nobody. You just put it out into the void.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
create 3 accounts to give yourself the first 3 subscribers. Tell your wife, tell your mom. No, but no, dude, on the trail, MTB. Congratulations! I'm gonna go look that up right now. On the trail,
MTB. Yeah, I'll look it up too, and maybe we can share it here. I actually remember when I was still down there, and I would go and like my own videos.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I wouldn't. I would like my own videos if somebody disliked it.
Oh,
I'll try to even it out.
Yeah.
Shane, are you finding the channel?
no, I'm looking it up, and it's on the trail MTB. I'm not seeing anything, so I'm gonna have to like change the type to channel when I look it up. Oh, maybe there it is. Oh, there's 2 of them.
Oh, there's a. Whoa, you could do that.
One of them's on the trail. Okay, on the trail MTB.
Oh, yeah.
101 subscribers.
Yes, I know this gentleman.
Oh, you know him?
No. I've just interacted with this gentleman before.
His name is Ollie.
Ollie.
Yeah. Hey, Ollie, now you have 101. Here you go.
Yay.
Nice. Yay.
He's got a sick beard too. Ollie, I will say your thumbnails though, can't read them. They're too the words are too small, Ollie.
Yeah. I can't share it right now just because I just have really sorry. I have a new computer. There's permissions issues. We'll have to come back to that later. Congrats, Ollie, on that.
Yes.
Okay, so I will read
Who dat?
who that? What?
This is Sandra.
Sandra. So Ian Barner. I've tried your line through the wiggle worm. It is way faster, and then I finally sent the ladder bridge like a drop rather than just rolling it. Heck yeah, that's
Nice.
cool. Nice. Shane, so there's like this feature up at Sky Park where it's just like a wood feature that's just like this.
Oh, right.
And I tried a different line. He tried a line that I suggested, and then there's a big, what is it like? It's like 6 feet. That bridge is like a 6 foot off the end.
Yeah, I would say that.
And he like sent it off that. So that's really cool.
Neato.
Cool. So we got a couple more. Y'all want to take one of them?
Vegas Mike, 1904. Dude, you're old. Stoke of the week. Got my first crash. and OTB out of the way. Vegas Mike, prepare for plenty more.
Yeah. You ain't MTB until you're OTB.
Well, I don't know. I feel like my first year of mountain biking was all crashes. And that's why I'm stuck with the stupid channel name, because I was like, oh, I'm crashing you. But like, I find myself not crashing as much anymore. But yeah, that first year, it's kind of like your first time snowboarding. You're falling on your ass the whole first day.
Yeah. It's kind of that thing that you either are going to keep with it or just never do it again in that first, like the first impressions of that. That's why, like, when I was a new buddy of mine's, and I was named Ash, and he took a real gnarly one and got back up and kept riding, and then he's still stoked. So it's like you kind of see where people are going to fade away or come in, and he just like that was I always feel like his real entrance to the mountain biking community. It's like you take like a real gnarly one and you get up and you still want to ride. I feel like that's like, okay, he's still here, like some people jump in and then it's a hobby and they fade out. Not that it's not a hobby, but you know what I mean? Like there's a mental commitment that goes along with the whole thing that either get or you don't.
Totally.
Is there another week?
There's one more, which is Brian Anthony, which is the Sky Park. Sky Park added a new wall ride on Lower Arrow, and it's awesome. You says. That's rad. Tony and I saw it under construction up there. I'm stoked on it because that corner was always weird. So I'm looking forward to getting a faster roll through that section of the trail. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing that, Brian. I think that's all the Stokes week. Shane, do you have a Stoke of the week? Something that stoked you out this week?
I'm writing tomorrow.
Yeah. Nice.
Wait, so it's crazy. You have one of my dream destinations that I want to get out to in the coming year at your doorstep. Basically, you're in Moab. What are you going to ride? What trails? What's your go-to?
My go-to, if I'm doing a loop, is Captain Ahab. Totally. High Masa up, Captain Ahab down. It is tough. Like if it's your first trail out there, it's not the best because you climb up and then you climb your way down. Like it's that kind of trail, super technical. But once you know the moves and have sessioned it, you can do it real fast and it's super fun. But tomorrow, I think I'm doing a rock stacker in Jackson's, which I've never done before. If you can go and get a shuttle to do Porcupine Rim, it's totally worth it. I feel like that's on everybody's dream list. But this coming year for sure. What's the best time to come? Is it spring? Spring is good. I would say that September. I mean, don't put it off till next September, but September, October are probably the best in Moab. And try to not get it during like a super busy day, or maybe take an early shuttle so you can actually like fly down the trail. Otherwise, there's tons of people with Walmart bikes and no helmets.
Is that real? Is that a real thing on Walmart bikes out in Porcupine Rim?
Yeah, dude. And the shuttle companies will take them up.
That's the thing that was weird to hearing that is like, because I know they're not climbing to get up there all the way with the Walmart bike, so they're just getting dropped off. Like, have fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got to climb 1,000 feet. Like you're at 10,000 feet and you got to climb 1,000 feet. And I've gotten to the top of that climb and there's people like laying on their back with. I mean, I hate to be judgy, but it's like you've got a Walmart bike, you have one water bottle, you're in basketball shorts and a t-shirt. Like, dude, you're not going to survive this. Like,
they're trying out for that show I Shouldn't Be Alive, which I used to watch.
Yeah. but like that's kind of how Moab is. It's one of those places where people are like, oh, I've seen people ride their bike here. Like, I'm going to ride my bike in Moab. And
I always wonder about like what goes through those people's brains, because like before you don't realize, and then once you get up there and you're in the thick of it, like what is going through your brain at that point? Because we see that like at Snow Summit, where you're at the bottom of the lift and there's like all kinds of stuff you see, and then they usually do one run and you usually see them kind of beat up at the end. But I always kind of feel for those people. What's interesting is how many of those people actually end up going and spending like $1,200 or $3,000 on a mountain bike. Like that actually gets them hooked somehow, which is like, to me, that's like crazy.
Yeah. It's tough though. Cause like you want to encourage them, but you've got to pass them.
Yeah.
Because if you keep them with you or in front of you, like you make them your liability. And
Oh, dude. Yeah.
yeah.
Tony, do you have a stoke of the week?
Non-mountain bike related, I got a new television set this week. I am preparing for gaming season for new content.
Oh, dang.
To be honest with you, I honestly am still feeling pretty good from our Sky Park ride. I had some, like, we were talking about this a little bit on the trail, but we ride there quite a bit. We ride our local trails, but I brought it back to like the skate park days where you ride there all the time. You ride the skate park all the time. And then there's one little thing that changes that you do that opens up kind of like the fun thing. So I was stoked that you were there to share like me trying to clear that last wooden bridge. And it just made me feel like motivated to go back there again, even though we ride there all the time. It like really opens up like, oh, I can't wait to go back and do that line again and see if I can nail it. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like just it changes up that same place into something refreshing.
Yeah. There's like going to a new place and being stoked on a new place. And then there's refreshing your existing place, which to some degree almost, I'd say it has an equivalence of value, like in my life. Yeah.
That's fine. It was a good day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably my stoke of the week as well. Although like my channel stoke of the week is like, I know I got the new MacBook Pro, the new M1 like chip thing. And being able to edit like fast, you know, like I don't know if people don't know like how slow my computer was. Like I would hit play and it'd be like, and then it would play. And it would just like anything I did would just take forever. So now like being able to do a rough cut in like an hour when it used to take me 4 is like, it's amazing. It just
your time is worth money, right? Your time is worth something. So I think congratulations.
Thanks.
It's worth $1,200. That's how much your time is worth.
Yeah. Well, this one a little more than that.
But you sprung for it.
I went for the as much as I could get, except for the hard drive. I didn't go like full 2 terabytes because that seemed ridiculous to me.
You can SSD that shit. Hey Tony, you got a new TV for gaming?
No, it's just for everything. Well, it's a 4K TV. I had the 1080, and it was like 5-6 years old. So I'm a gamer, so I'm getting the new console. So that's a bonus, you know.
Okay, so I'm not a gamer. When you say you're getting a new console, is it the PS5 or a new Xbox or
both? Yeah.
Oh, sweet. You're a gamer.
When they're available, you can't get them right now. So
yeah. Okay, so tell me, what do you think? I'm not really a gamer. Like I'm a Super Mario's or Sega Genesis Sonic dude. But what do you feel about like the VR stuff? Have you seen?
I haven't tried it yet. I think.
Okay.
I mean, I'm open to it. It looks pretty fun, but it's like one of those things where we can talk about e-bikes too and VR at the same time. It's a weird crossover. But think about like the Lawnmower Man. Do you guys remember how bad that movie was?
Yeah.
Like, that was the future, right? So I feel like in the next 5 years with VR and like things like e-bikes, the technology is going to get so good that it's going to be immersing. VR, I think, is just on the cusp of blowing up and becoming like insane. Like Minority Report things, you know, like that type of life is on its way, which is good or bad, but I haven't really jumped into it yet.
Well, do you know which industry is pushing the limits and pushing the progression of VR?
I do not. Is it grocery?
Is it what?
Grocery?
No.
What?
It's porn.
Oh yeah.
I heard someone talking. They were like, "Yeah, like it's not the gaming industry that's like developing the VR to be amazing. It's the porn industry. They're the ones that are pouring money so you can put on goggles."
Yeah.
Sorry, I just took over.
No, is anybody surprised by that though?
No, it's just.
I mean, why do you think internet speeds are so fast?
Oh man, yeah, seriously. I'm sorry.
No, it's totally cool.
You probably have a format you want to follow, and no swearing and no talking about porn.
Oh yeah, what are the rules now? Do we swear? I don't.
You can swear. I mean, like we're not worried about that. We're not like monetization anyway. I try to keep it PG-ish, just because I know like some kids, you know, watch this, but there's no real rules. And the only real format is like, I got to get Stoke of the Week because everybody shares that, and I love that aspect of it. We sometimes do some news, but I think like that's fine. I did kind of want to talk though through some of this, and we can wrap in hogs, we can wrap in a lot of these things, but I got this from Steven Nelson, which is a statement, which is, do you think having a big ego is good to have in mountain biking? Like if you haven't done a jump and you tell your buddies, I got this, having that courage to do it is good, but what if you aren't ready yet? And he, like Steven, you're using the word ego, and I get what you're meaning by that. I mean, to me, like what I'm hearing is like that view of things where you're maybe not aware of your limitations. And I don't know, Shane, I was thinking about some of the stuff that you ride, and like there's some serious consequences to some of the stuff you ride. And I wonder if you like see that of like people just like sending it like a little bit too hard and just
before you answer, Shane, with that, I think, are we conflating ego and confidence? Because I feel like those are two.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant by like, we're using the term ego, but I think there's confidence, there's just kind of awareness, experience, all those things, overconfidence is Steven, what he's saying is overconfidence, I think, is a better thing.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a difference between like being cocky and overconfident versus being confident. Yeah, like if you know that you've got a bunch of similar things to it that might be like a little bit smaller, then and that's what I do. Like I build up to things, whether it's trying something that's similar, that's smaller. Mm-hmm. I'm not the type to just send it. Like I've had out here, people break bones, and I don't want to. I know it's going to happen probably, but I don't want to push that limit.
Well, we were talking earlier about that first year of a lot of crashing, and I feel like that's a dynamic where I know for me, like I look back at how I used to ride things, and I'm realizing like how many times I was just getting lucky,
Yeah.
And then like one thing happens, and I realize I just rode outside of my abilities. And now I have no way of fixing this, and now I'm going to crash really hard.
I think that's pretty common, actually. Yeah. And Steven, he does say like, well, what if you tell your buddies you got this? Like I see, like you're all there, everyone's kind of showing off. Like you put a camera on your chest, and someone's riding in front of you. You know that they know that you have a camera. They're gonna throw some style in and maybe send things a little bit harder than they're going to, but like. I feel like a certain amount of that helps, but pushing it too far is detrimental.
Yeah. I think if you, like when people say, I got this, or you say it to your buddy, I got this, you better think that before you try it, right? Don't bother trying it unless you see yourself through that. I always say that. I used to do it in skating, and I do it now is like, if I'm a little bit nervous, I'll stand at the top of the feature, and if I can see myself through it, and if I can visualize it, then that's the time to try it, because one, I'm going to talk myself out of it. If I don't, then two, you're going to lose that moment. So it's like, there's always like a line for me when I try that stuff where I'll say it in my head. I won't say it out loud because I feel like knock on wood kind of stuff. Like, oh, I got this. And then, on your face. But I feel like if you're going to try a feature, or you're going to commit to it, you have to kind of have that mind state where it's not ego. I would say it's confidence in yourself that you can do it. And if you don't have that, I've had that too, where it's like, I don't see it, I'm not feeling it, or it's an off day, even if I have the skills, where it's like, I'll save it,
Yeah. I think a lot of people also will have a sort of chest thumping kind of dynamic in order to overcome a fear. Like you're scared of the feature, and the way of overcoming it is being like, no, like trying to like muscle through it, which I totally disagree with. I don't think it's a good idea.
If you have the skills though, to back it up. Like if you've got the skills, you're just scared, then that totally helps. But if you don't,
I mean, I think cross that line out of your comfort zone, right? Is to push it a little bit, get through it, and then well, I'm here now. Now it's not so nerve-wracking and fearful, and you know what I mean. Like there's that line we push. But I will say this: it's getting weird to feel that as I get older. You know, like I'm so used to that feature, that feeling from skating and growing up my whole life. Like, honestly, I feel like I'm a professional crasher like every time I would go skating for my whole life, I would get hurt or fall. But coming into mountain biking, those are very limited. You're like you said, or I think I forgot who said it, but like you're getting lucky or it's become a part of it. But one of those crashes it's bound to happen. It's not like just falling at the skate park and you're pushing out, spraining an ankle. Like you're really like crashing into God knows what on the trail and stones and sticks. So it's a risk, right? We're doing some kind of crazy stuff usually. So
yeah,
I'm going on a tangent. I don't know where I'm coming from, but
no, I get it. Like I would say like 80% of skateboarding is bailing. I don't know that crashing would be the word, but it's because you're pushing yourself, trying things, and like 80% of the time you're not landing.
Yeah. It's almost like a skill in itself to learn to fall in skating. We always used to talk about it. It's like this way of kicking your board away, kind of monkey rolling and pushing yourself out of harm's way. But in crashing, there's not this voluntary, easy way to get out of it because you've got this bike and you're going so fast. So the closest I've come to skating, I was in Squamish and I was going over a jump with a buddy and he crashed in front of me and I instinctively ditched the bike underneath me and just jumped into him. But that's not something that you're gonna commonly do, you know. But like that was the only time where skating helped me, where I was like, get this thing out of my way. And
that drives me a little nuts sometimes because like I could skate for days and days and days, be throwing the board, like bailing so much, and could just bail and roll and slide and always be fine. And like with mountain biking, it's like I just get. It's like I don't know if it's just because of the size of the bike, but it's also like you're landing on like rocks and uneven stuff. It's just always like,
well, I've even seen like coaching videos talking about like learn how to bail on your mountain bike, do it on the grass. Like even that, like the pins in your pedal or there's all these little pieces on your bike. Like I remember, I think all three of us are skaters, but I remember being at the skate park and thinking these BMX guys like, oh, like I couldn't ride a BMX and do the shit they do. Like, trying to bail with that,
the pegs and everything,
dude,
yeah.
And now I remember, back, like, oh, I should have BMX'd.
Yeah, same. Well, it's funny you say that because I was thinking about that video that came out years ago. Seth put it out, and he was like, "Hey, just learn to bail. Just throw your bike." And he's got all these videos of him like just like ninja-ing off of his bike, and I was like. It was like, yeah, cool. And then I was like, in real life, I was like, dude, he's a freaking ninja. He's a freaking panther. Like, I don't know. Like, most people can't do what that guy does unless you come out of BMX, I guess. But even still,
I kind of want to watch that video. There's a video of him just jumping off his bike and showing that. Think about making that video. How scary that would be! Just a whole 10 minutes of just trying to not crash.
There's like a descent and he goes like over the bars and like jumps over his bike and like lands in front of it. It's just like, I'm like, dude, okay, cool. But so, we're talking about that thing about like what?
I was going to say, we're talking about Steven Nilsson and this is his subject. And he commented, he said, overconfidence, I think, is a better thing.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Do you mean that as a better term? Better than big ego? Yeah.
Or is it better to be overconfident, Steven?
He also said, my buddies always make statements that they just can't ride slow. They just have to go fast and they do a lot of jumps blind. Don't do jumps blind.
Oh, I was going to say, there's a difference between like going fast through chunder, which that's actually better, but blind jump. Well, how old are your friends, Steven?
Yeah.
Like 13?
even if you ask pros, they'll always say like, you got to look at it first. You got to look at the jumps we're talking about. You don't know where the things are going.
Yeah, better term. He's what. Yeah, better term. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So like, I was thinking about how overcoming those fears and doing it in a non-dumb way, basically. And like you were saying, it's like Shane, you were saying like doing stuff that that was smaller. Right.
Yeah, like you're going to learn on a 4 stair before you move on to a 7.
Right.
You know, and then from a 7 to a 10. Like, sorry, skateboard terms here. But.
No, that's it. Or like you get used to like doing rock rolls or whatever. And like I know like when I went to Sedona, I would see these things and like because I had never ridden the trail before, and also it's like it looks a little bit different. I would initially be scared, but then there was enough like confidence and skill from riding like Laguna and Aliso and just kind of the stuff that we have here that I was like, I know I've ridden stuff like this. It just looks different. Like, oh, this is all happening within the moment. And then I would just go into it and the bike would behave the same way it does on like rocks here, you know? And I think like when I rode Hogs though was a little bit different because I was riding with Donna Ellsworth, and when I was riding like Slim Shady, I was following somebody. So like they would do a line and I'd be like, okay, they did the line, you can do it. But on Hogs, like there was times when like I didn't know like how do I even ride this? Like there's like a thing with like a little rock shelf and it like goes down and then there's exposure and like can my cornering knobs hold the side of that rock and things like that, you know? And then it does. That's what's crazy about that freaking Sedona rock.
So there's one, you brought up Hogs. So I'm looking at my rides for next week and I want to do Hogs. One of them is like, there's like one entrance where the trail is like red on Trail Forks. I forget, it's high in the Hogs maybe. I don't know if you know.
High on the Hog is one of the, there's like Hogs is like, there's like Hog Heaven, Hog Wash.
And they're coming from like, I guess the bottom on Trail Forks. It goes left and then that starts the clockwise loop. But I guess that one has like a off camber with some exposure in it. I guess my question is, I'm going to be riding solo and blind, right? So is Hog something that
You'll be fine?
Yeah, you'll be fine. Hogs isn't like you climb up and then you bomb down. Hogs is very undulating. And there I think maybe 3 or 4 sections that you'll probably want to look at.
Yeah.
But it's in watching your riding, it's totally in your wheelhouse, but I would just look at it first.
Yeah. Just don't maybe give a walkabout and check it out.
I found that most of it, like you can ride, it's not even blind because you can see a lot of what's coming.
Yeah.
There's a few sections though where you don't see it until you come around, but you have time to stop and look at it.
Okay.
You might not even need to stop, except for maybe like the one crux that everyone puts in their videos.
That like long.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a weird chunky, and then a right turn, and then a slab that goes down, and
so a bunch of people. I was watching after I talked to Alan last night. I was watching one of Paul's videos actually, and he wrote it with Dusty Betty, I think, and he would do it, and it was probably that feat. It was like that.
Yeah, it can get in your head.
Yeah. You know what though? Like it's totally in your head, and it's like I think a lot of it is also like people want to use their rear brake a lot.
Yeah.
On that, and that just will mean you're going to skid, especially if there's any like dust on it.
Slide out. And the thing is too,
but then like I saw like a guy come down on a XC bike, like total like Lycra, like half shell, and just like no problem, just because he like confidence in braking.
Was it Mo Awesome?
His like visor was like this.
That would be awesome to see him in tights.
The segment, this is Mark Hill, who's really rad. Everybody should go check out the segment. He's doing really good stuff, but he went to Sedona recently, and Mark has only been riding for a couple of months and is already killing it. And he watched your video, Tony.
Oh, awesome.
And did your loop.
How fitting. I am going there. I want to do that ride again, so I'm planning on doing that one again on Tuesday. So,
have you done Highline?
So that was going to come up after Hogs. So I was going to ask about Highline, riding solo and blind. Is that but
it's doable. I would much rather do Highline than Hogs, personally. Really? Yeah, like if you had to choose between the two, I would do Highline.
I do have a little bit of a fear of heights that I need to work
So on Highline, there are cliffs, but there's so much space. Like you've got it. When you're on the trail, you're 5, 6, 10, 20 feet away from the edge.
Really?
Yeah. There are some spots that are a little bit tricky, but like the lines that people ride in their videos, they're pushing it on the harder lines to make it look cooler.
Okay. So Hangover is something to save, which I know you've done a couple of times, right? That's something
that was scary as shit.
You're saying that after riding it you're still, every time you go, it's like,
Yeah, I think I've ridden it 3 times and it's scary.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know.
I'm not good at rock rolls. And I think like in general,
Wait, say that again.
I'm not good at rock rolls.
I
Really?
don't believe
I don't believe that. Like,
Yeah.
I see what you ride.
In my mind, like long slabs that are smooth,
Mm,
like
okay.
give me chunk and boulders, cool. But like the long smooth slabs, I'm the type to like get too far back and be too much on my rear brake. And I think in general, it's kind of a natural thing that we as humans do. Like you're scared of something, you want to get further away from it. So you get all the way back and you're trying to get that rear, and it's tough because that just like that's what we naturally do, and that's the opposite of what you want to do.
Yeah.
So if you're good at rock rolls, you probably do well on hangover, but I wouldn't do it by yourself.
Yeah. But Highline you think is okay.
Oh yeah. There's just the chute that you want to look at.
Yeah.
And that's is that one with the right-hand turn at the bottom?
That's kind of part of the whole thing. Like there's a chute, and then it leads right into that.
Okay. I know the way you're talking about. It's like a chute in between. There's like a wall here, and then it goes to the left.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen some
that and the one with the right-hand turn, they're literally all just kind of clumped right there.
Okay.
You got the Aliso and Laguna skills, so you might actually be just fine.
Well, I was wondering that because we're used to like some of the stuff here is steep, but it's also just freaking loose as hell, right? There's no grip in some of this stuff, but who knows? I mean, I think I'm just gonna go out there. I'm planning out like one ride, and then we'll see what happens. I know Hogs are short, so maybe that one will give you like an hour ride or something, right?
Yeah, you could. Dude, you could do that. Like, you could
hour and a half.
Yeah.
And Hogs has a lot to explore too. It's real fun. It's crazy beautiful. So
yeah.
It's funny though, because this actually, for me, this all totally connects with Steven's question, right? Because like, Tony, you've ridden places. I've seen the stuff you ride gnarly stuff, and you still want to get trail beta, right? You want to know like what you're going to go into, because you also got to drive home.
Yeah. I mean, it's just common sense nowadays. Like part of the reason I got into trail guides is because I was such a researcher of the stuff when I moved out here before I went to ride it, because I was new to mountain biking, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I was like, not to pat myself on the back, smart enough to know that mountain biking is a dangerous thing, and I just don't want to send myself into a double black diamond shoot off the bat. But like, that's always been a part of it. And then when you get out there, it's a different thing though. Like, but then when you're on the trail, it's like, I got this, like you're just in the moment and you do stuff you probably wouldn't if you thought about it. The more preparation I could do and something better, I guess.
Yeah.
Going back to the whole like first year thing, like to be specific about some of the things that I just know I was getting lucky. There's trails that I think about now that I would go ride, like on a 29er hardtail. And like, I don't like to go there by myself now, like with the skills that I have and the bike that I have. And I just think about like, it could have been so easy to just break myself off and then be just out there like by myself. So don't do that. Don't do that, crew. Like, be smart.
I am bringing a XC-ish bike with me. I just picked up from White Sea. I picked up the Izzo. So
that looks cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna give my first time
you got it
bike like that. So I'm gonna see about. I don't know if you've ridden on the other side of West. I think it's Western, where it's like Chuck Wagon. That area over Sedona, where it's more of like pedally. Not that Sedona isn't all pedally.
Those trails are real fun, and with the Izzo, like that's perfect. And I think like Hogs is more suited to the Izzo as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would agree with that too.
It's so light, it's crazy. I'm on the Capra and I'm picking them up side by side.
Yeah, you don't want to take the Capra on Hogs. Can we help?
You don't think so?
Just like Shane was saying, like it's really undulating. So you need to be able to like, you'll be going and then you need to like put down power and get up over something.
Every freaking bike nowadays pedals well, like the Capra included. I haven't even ridden it, but like looking at it and jump, 29er horse link with a steep C2 angle, like it's gonna pedal well.
You can do
travel on the Hogs. Do I need a lot of travel?
No. And I've done Sedona with 115 millimeters of travel.
Oh yeah, okay.
All of it, including Highline.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Crew, can we help out? I want to help out Steven here.
What's up?
This is like this, right? He's saying he likes to watch trails before I go on them, and his buddy thinks he's a worrier.
Dude, you got the wrong buddies.
Yeah, what's up with your friends, man? Come on.
Like coming. Okay, so you all know Crashing Dad's channel. I hope you do. If you don't already, do check it out. Look at what he rides. You see what Tony rides. They're gonna disagree with you. They're gonna disagree with your buddies. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them we said that's not right. I don't know if that means
yeah. Colorado kid, you should jump in too on that. Like, what do you think? Anyway, but yeah, that's cool. I'm really hoping that they do Sedona Festival again this year, 2021. Who knows if it'll happen though? Because it's usually in March.
Yeah, I think it's in March.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
When are you? Do you have any plans to go back to Sedona for work, Shane?
No, my work has basically said work from home. So, yeah. I mean, things are worse right now. I mean, I don't want to talk about COVID, but
I know, but
they've said work from home.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but in terms of like riding plans, like I was just thinking, like, like last year we wanted to go and do a ride, like just go somewhere for like a long weekend, and now it's like I don't know if we can do that.
Yeah, like we're on the subject, like Sedona next week, the place I'm staying, I'm working with a business, and this is not a brag, but it's happening. Right outside my door is the Slim Shady Trail, right in front of it.
Oh, you're staying at those, dude.
The Red Abbey.
Awesome place. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so jealous.
The cool thing about it is the room has like a stove and a kitchen. So literally, just like I arrive, I go to the store, and then I'm in my little sanctuary with Pip for the week.
So you're south of Sedona in Oak Creek.
Yeah, I'm right underneath the Bell Rock area, right there.
Yeah,
so
that's where my store is, and they actually just remodeled it. So you'll be able to shop to do your cooking.
Where the store is?
You could go in and be like, so like Shane sent me.
Yeah. It was weird when I was down there for work. I'm like in my work shirt and talking with my clipboard, whatever. And I had people come up like, "Hey, are you the Crashing Dad?" And the manager I was working with, like after they left, and I gave him a sticker, or whatever. He was like, "Dude, what was that?" It was weird.
Yeah, that's my bizarro life. So don't worry about it.
That's weird. Yeah, but yeah, dude, that's cool because I stay down there as well, and I'm always riding past those. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Some of them are like little cabins.
Yeah, those are like.
I'm always like riding through this place to get to the trails. I'm like, oh, I should just stay here, but then it's like 200 a night.
Funny, you know that I'm talking about. So I just last night started researching and looking, and I saw where it was. And they're like little chalets. Those little
chalets. Yes.
So I'm in a studio, which is like right around the corner, and they still have kitchen in there. So I'm like, yes. Yeah.
And the trail, like Alan, it's literally like 6 feet away. It's crazy.
No, yeah, I can wake up and look out the window and see the Slim Shady Trail sign. It's crazy. What's your store, Shane? I don't know if you want to say it on.
It's Clark's.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah, it's just right there in Oak Creek. Because if you're up north, I think there's like a King Super or Safeway or something. But down in town of Oak Creek, that's the only store down there. So
cool. I will be going.
Yeah, I remember seeing the agave place, and I was like, next time I come to Sedona, I'm staying here because it's right there. So good. Do you think there's like a vortex there? Like right there?
Oh yeah, there's vortexes there
in my room.
And if you believe in the vortex, you can feel the vortex.
You go
walking by it, it's like
there are only 17 vortexes in the world, and 42 of them are in Sedona.
I feel like it's funny, but might be true, Alan.
Yeah,
it's like so much of Sedona. It's crazy. The first time I went there, I don't know if you guys are Disney fans. It just feels like you're going into Cars Land. I don't know if you guys are fans of that movie. Shane, you've got to know Cars.
Yeah, I know cars.
Like that big open. Also, I go to Disneyland quite a bit when it's open here. So I just feel like when I'm going to Disneyland to Cars Land, it's like, oh, it's Sedona.
Dude. So you've never ridden Sedona at all?
Me?
Oh, he has. He has a video on it.
Yeah.
His video is called "If You Have One Ride in Sedona, Do This Ride."
Do this one.
Right?
Oh yeah, that's right. I've been there a couple times. I made one video there, but I've never ridden Hogs or Highline or Hangover. Slim Shady area is the area I went last time, and then I rode the park a little bit in that like track, but it didn't. It crashed in the slalom thing, and then I think that's it.
Yeah.
Dude, the Slim Shady area, like where you're staying, I've done things where like I'll work until 5 or 6, and then I have 1 hour to ride, and I've just like 5 days in a row just done just Slim Shady, and it's
Really?
so there's like alternate lines. If you look for them, you can spot them.
Cool.
So-
I've also done the Little Horse up to like the White Line area to look at that, and then back down.
Oh yeah, you should go up to the White Line and like walk on it.
That sounds scary, even doing that.
It-
Oh my God, I forgot. You basically did the White Line.
Well,
you?
I got out to the end and I was like, it's way too windy. And then I was like, it's not worth it. Like, I'm not good at rock rolls. I don't have them. Like, I don't have the confidence for it. I could have just gone and probably been just fine skidding down the whole thing because there's a lot of room between where you go and the cliff.
But is it a proper steep like shoot to that left? I'm always wondering if it's just because it's so up there, or is it like a proper feature?
It's probably in between a regular feature and a proper feature, but it makes it a crazy hard feature because the cliff. Yeah. So like it's totally doable, but just not worth it to me for the views.
No, I won't. I'm scared to even walk out there, dude. I'm like fear of heights, man. And it's weird because I used to skate vert as a kid, and every time I would drop in, I'd be like,
What the Mark that from the segment says, what about Little Horse to Llama?
Is that the one that goes up to Hogs, or is that that's the one underneath? I think Little Horse goes around to like where I'm staying. I think to Slim Shady.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever ridden a llama before.
Okay.
I don't know. It's tough too because when you're in a place where you have to optimize your time, you're looking at trail forks and you're like, okay, like here's a black, here's a red, these are blues, and you kind of stay away from all the greens unless it's like a transfer trail. When I feel like we miss out not being locals because greens can be super fun. Like llama could be crazy fun, but
totally.
No.
It's so funny. Like you brought up trail forks. When I'm looking at it, researching it, the map of Arizona and Sedona is like this, and then you have to really narrow in, and Sedona has like thousands of trails.
Yeah. Like right there.
Yeah, and you're trying to find little loops, and you're just zooming, and then like okay, like it's definitely a project if you don't know the trails.
What about that whole area that's like a little bit closer to where the Sedona Mountain Bike Festival happens? Like I know there's a bunch of stuff over there too.
Yeah, there's like you can pedal right from that festival, and those trails are really fun, and you can find some good stuff. It's pretty much like a Hogs traversy, really traversy.
I've done that section too. I think one of the times I was there, the place with like the Devil's Den, the big hole. And is that the place we're talking about with the big hole in the ground?
I don't remember that.
Are you sure?
Apple Bottom Trail up to City something down.
Apple Bottom jeans?
I remember the Apple Bottom. The thing is, we went there and they organized a ride, and like 100 people showed up. Okay. So we'd ride a little bit, and then we'd stop and wait for people and ride a little bit.
Exactly the ride your video you're talking about. You know when you guys were sessioning that drop, that big like. There's a crowd around you guys are jumping down like a step up. Yeah. Right to the left of that is this massive 500-foot hole, natural hole.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's called Devil's Den, but it has like a stone natural wall around it. People hike from the top down to look at that. Found it one day when I was just pedaling around there, and I just remembered that. I don't know. I have
to check that out.
Devil's Bridge?
Devil's Den, I think. Sounds like a horror.
Devil's Den.
Devil's Den.
Look at me.
The devil's anus.
The devil's poo hole.
Okay.
Sweet. All right. So I like to keep this to about an hour. This has been really good chatting. But Shane, you have yet to contribute to the MTB exam.
MTB exam?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So the imaginary organization of mountain biking that doesn't actually exist has an exam that you need to every mountain biker needs to take in order to get their mountain biking license.
Okay.
And they are asking you to write 3 questions that need to be on the exam, and they would like you to provide the answers to those questions. So these are 3 questions that need to be on an exam that every mountain biker needs to pass in order to be a mountain biker.
Oh, okay. You put me on the spot here.
It's funny when Paul was here, you asked him the question. He was like, "Yes!" Oh, man.
So I have to write 3 questions for someone to get into mountain biking.
Yeah.
And
There can be there's maybe 10 questions, right? So you don't have to cover everything, but like what would 3 of those questions be?
Oh, they're correct questions, or can I just like bullshit some questions?
There's no actual organization, there's no actual test. This is all imaginary.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's tough. Like if it's for someone that's getting into mountain biking, my first question would be like, why? Why do you want a mountain bike? Are you mountain biking for the fitness aspect, or are you mountain biking for the social aspect, or are you mountain biking for the progression aspect? Because I feel like there's a lot of different reasons why someone mountain bikes. I think before someone gets into it, they should really think about why. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like, because I came from road biking, and I come out to Grand Junction, and I get clipped by a truck mirror and crash on the road bike, and then I get like, oh, these roads are dangerous. I'd rather pick my danger level on the trail. So I get to the mountain bike, I'm by a hardtail, I'm wearing my spandex, I have like my packs, my snack packs, like a triathlete attached to my hardtail, and I'm riding around with an aero helmet and shit. And at first it was about the fitness aaspect, and then it turned into like, oh, like I can get a little bit better. And it became the progression thing, like skateboarding. You land your first kickflip, you're like, oh yeah, like it feels so good when you progress. And then it turned into like, oh, I just moved here, I don't have any friends, and mountain biking in the channel turned into like a social thing. So I don't know. Oh man, that's really ambiguous.
No, that's great. So what the first question that you provided is an essay question saying,
yes,
please describe. And it sounds like if you were looking for the well-written essay, it would maybe cover all those things. And
if it's just to be cool, then stay. Like, you've got an A-type personality and you want to be the douche on the trail, stay out. That's the wrong.
Right. So that's one.
Question. Two more. Okay. I guess the next question would be, are you willing to learn how to work on your bike? Because I mean, it's expensive to get into, but if you're not willing to learn how to do like a little bit of basic upkeep, like it's expensive to keep up too.
Yeah.
Like if you're taking your bike to the shop for everything and freaking tires, man, like I pay more for mountain biking tires than I do for car tires. It's ridiculous. Like,
it's true. It's so true.
Jane, I feel like the basic thing people should learn right away is tires. Learning how to change your tires at least. Because you're going to look kind of silly bringing your flat tire to the bike shop.
Oh, man. Yeah. Like, learn how to change your freaking tire. Like, are you willing? I guess I'm doing all essay questions. I don't know.
No, that's good. Like that could have been a multiple choice. It could have been like how many hours a week would you spend?
Look, we got 10 seconds left or something, Alan. I don't want you to end this.
No, I'm just Tony. It's fine. We can go past.
We can go.
It doesn't shut off. I have to push the button.
I think it's 2 hours or something.
Yeah. So that's good. I like it. I mean, that could be one of those like like have a multiple choice, like the amount of time you would spend working on your bike every month, 5 to 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, cool.
Mine's probably 5 to 10 minutes. I guess it'd be like, are you, and then maybe my last essay question would be, what is in your background? Like, what is your current experience that will benefit you bringing to mountain biking? Whether it's, we all have skateboarding in common. I feel like that aspect in our mentality brings a lot of things to mountain biking, specifically with progression or bailing, whatever it might be. And a lot of people, like there are speed skaters that come into cycling that do incredibly well, or it's more of a, do you have the mental tenacity to tackle some of these things? Like, because again, coming back to the I see people riding Moab on YouTube. I'm going to get a bike and go ride Moab. Like, you got to have a certain mental tenacity to spend 8 hours on the Porcupine Rim Trail,
Yeah.
So again, another really ambiguous question for
what I fear, I love it because what I heard underneath all that, and I never really thought about this before, is unlike a lot of activity, I don't have to say unlike, it is an activity that is highly athletic, right?
Yeah.
And I mean that specifically athletic. And you've all three of us are different types and levels of athletes, and we know what that means. We know that means you need to be aware of your gear. You need to take care of your gear. You need to have a certain level of fitness and a body awareness. You also need to be able to learn from failing, and failing is part of it, and progression is part of it. And I think that's really rad. I never really.
I mean, every single type of mountain biking too. Like, I remember thinking, once I started to slack off and get a beer belly, whatever, it's like, man, climbing sucks. Like, I'd climb, and then you take your bike to a lift park, and you're like, oh man, like my legs hurt because I have to stand the whole time. My upper body hurts. Like, yeah, it's so physical, and I don't know, physical, mental tenacity, all of that.
Wait, are you still doing your burpees?
No, here we go.
No. I should be. I had like a weird back injury and shit that threw me off of that, and went to chiropractor and neuromuscular therapy, and I feel like I'm decently better now, but I should get back into that. Sorry.
I was gonna jump into it. I actually joined the gym as COVID hit, and then didn't do very well. Every few months I have to call and delay it. Like, hey, obviously it's not happening right now. California is kind of crazy too, where things are just opening and closing. It's kind of confusing right now. So I don't know where that came from. Well, I don't need me to jump back into COVID right now, but yeah.
No, that's okay.
It's like but as far as mountain biking, these are good points. I think that I appreciate my climbs. Like, ever since I started, I always was like, well, I'm not going to the gym right now. This is where I feel good about getting my exercise in. And then, oh my God, at the end of it, I get to go downhill for 3 miles. This is amazing. That was one of the things that brought me into committing, like that, being out in the middle of nowhere and the views, moving to California and seeing how beautiful it is. Like, that was my first impression to it. Like, Shane, when you said, where it's like, what's bringing you here? That was me. Like, I was just like, skating hurt. I was still skating, jumping downstairs hurt. I needed something else to take that adrenaline-seeking brain and then put that somewhere else. And then I found mountain biking, and then it was just like a rad transition, like warming up on the way in the climbs and meditating and thinking. And it was almost like a natural therapy for me. So I just kind of fell in love with it.
That's another good reason too. The therapy aspect, the views. Some people just mountain bike for the views. They could care less about progression and
the views.
Yeah, that's great.
How do you see the views when you're going so fast?
Oh my God!
No, I love the views.
I do it just so I can eat pizza and drink beer at the end. Your Strava says you burned 1,000 calories. But yes, I can do whatever the F I want.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, I love the bike park, but I do still love the suffer. I love to just mash on the pedals and get going too.
You know, I feel like as soon as bike park season opens up, I either join you at Snow Summit for the rest of the year, or I don't see you anymore.
Yep. Yeah, you got to come to Snow Summit if you want to see me when they're open.
It's good. It gets me up there more than I would too. I like that. You kind of push me up there.
Although
next luxury of living only like 40 minutes from the mountain.
It's true. I'm an hour away, so it's like. What were you gonna say, Shane?
You need to change the name of your channel to Snow Summit and Sky Park.
Yeah.
POV, MTB.
POV, yeah. Two parks. Let's call it two parks.
2 parks of MTB.
Yeah, 2 parks. Yeah. But it kind of bums me out because this year was like one of the years I was really gonna like venture out. I was gonna like go and travel. Like Sedona like kicked it off, and I was like, sweet. Like Shane, you and I met. We met Paul. We met Joseph from Trail Features, and I was just like, I'm gonna go hit all these places, and then all this other stuff happened. So like that kind of bums me out. But yeah, hopefully next year. You know. Runner's High. Are you talking about Runner's High over here? Yeah.
Oh, Steven. He's just talking about the therapy, and he's just like, like sometimes I just get lost in the ride, kind of like a runner's high.
Totally.
And that's one of those things where like you get lost in the ride, you get lost in yourself, you hit your limit, you hit the wall, and if you can mentally push past that limit in your brain, I'm being redundant, but if you can mentally push past that, like feel like you can do anything.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I'll do this thing where, like, for instance, okay, so Tony and I rode Aliso recently, and there's this climb, there's Mathis, right? And Mathis is just like a big, long fire road climb. It's got a bunch of faults, like summits, and it's just a grind. And like we did it and it was miserable, but I'm already thinking about that climb again. Yeah. Like I want to do it faster. I want to be stronger the next time I hit that climb. And I think like I know some people like they always dread looking at those climbs. They don't want to do it. But for me, I always just kind of fold that into the experience, and I want to like be stronger on the climbs. Yeah,
I'm different in the way that I look forward to the climbs. That I like the long, steady paced ones, and I feel like Mathis is one of those ones where it's like pretty straight up the entire way with false things. Those hurt me. Like I'm not good at those. Those are the punishing ones. But I'm good at like the long. If you give me a 6 mile steady pace up, I'm good. It's just like the.
Are you talking like Fire Road though?
Yeah, you're talking Fire Road.
I can't.
We have a lot of that in SoCal.
I know you do, and you probably do it and have grown to like it because that's what you have.
No,
but like
I don't like it.
For me, it's like I'll avoid the Fire Road as much as possible. I'll even take like a way technical climb that's engaging mentally and physically.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to put it in.
I'll do the Fire Road climb if we have to. Yeah. But yeah, if I have a choice, I would rather it be interesting, even if it's going to destroy me more. But like, those
are pretty brutal though. Like this one is like 40 minutes or something like that. So,
I guess coming from road biking, it's not too bad. But
which one is 40?
Yeah, I don't know if it's
40 minutes.
It's not 40. It's what is it? Probably 20. This Mathis is to Carec is probably 20. What you say?
Yeah, I think we did it that day in like 15.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not that bad. Yeah, it's just constant, right? It's just constant pressure. I think that's kind of what it is. It's like when you, yeah, good. Different things, different stimulus is what it is.
Bro, Kyle said Puke Hill. That actually, it's funny. Like the one when I was just in Park City, I was going to do that ride, but I accidentally picked the Wow Trail. Not that I'm complaining; it was an amazing experience. But next time I go, it's going to be the Wasatch Crest Trail. I called the shuttle driver and he's like, I'm going up this one tomorrow. You're going to love it. And he talked me into it. And then I forgot what happened. I think I bent my derailleur and I couldn't go on the next day. So I'm back to the partner. But that one looked amazing.
The worst climb I've ever done was in Santa Cruz, was in SoCal, because the climb up is nasty cakes. It is just nasty jazz.
Where at demo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you're done, you got to climb back out.
Yeah.
It's like
That
you climb up, you go down like lower than your car is, and then you have to climb back out, and that climb out is so freaking nasty.
I feel like though that nasty climbs should be hyped up as super nasty. Like you should talk, because for me, the Puke Hill to Wasatch Crest, like everyone was like, "Oh, you're gonna ride that Puke Hill? It's called Puke Hill for a reason. It sucks. It's so hard." And I got there and I was like, okay, this is gonna suck hard. And I got up there and I was like, okay, when is Puke Hill happening? And they're like, "You're at the top." Oh, okay. Like,
really?
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. You also though you've got some stuff built into you though from your athletic background.
There is a little, I would call it muscle memory, but like the muscle's not there anymore. It's kind of more like a mental, the mental tenacity. Like, but yeah, I have a little bit of like sleeper suffering that exists in me.
Sleeper masochism.
Yeah.
I always think it's more about the willingness to suffer.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the fitness is definitely a part of it, but like it's the person who's able to just like kind of love it to some degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Is that the moral of the story that we're ending on?
I don't know.
We ended on a pretty good moral of the
That's
story.
pretty good. Yeah. Tony, did you talk about what your next thing was gonna be? Was that a secret? No, you talked about it. The Sedona. Okay, yeah.
I don't think I talked about it. You want to talk about it?
Talk about it? No,
right.
Not really. Tony did it wrong.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's good. Cool. Well, hey, everybody, thanks so much for showing up. Thanks for the comments. It's really cool to have everybody here. And Shane, thank you so much for doing this. I know this was last minute, and thanks to your wife and your kids for letting us borrow you for a little bit.
You know what? Despite what everyone says about you, I really.
All right. Good night, everybody. We will see you next time, and have a rad day.